The importance of this event cannot be lost on anyone, especially as the nations of the world need to strengthen their cooperation to eliminate the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which have been exacerbated even further by the effects of the Russia-Ukraine war. For us in Africa, these twin events that have taken place in rapid succession have exposed deep structural fragilities in Africa that require urgent attention, particularly in relation to green growth, climate-conscious industrialization, and the creation of resilient economies. What they have taught us, nonetheless, is that it is in the mutual interest of Africa and the United Arab Emirates, and indeed the rest of the world, to forge partnerships and relationships that will guarantee shared prosperity for us all. Government has a blueprint for the revitalization of the Ghanaian economy from the effects of the COVID pandemic. We have identified the relevant sectors of the economy requiring the needed investment that will help accelerate the rebound and growth of the Ghanaian economy, as was witnessed in the immediate years before the pandemic struck. We call it the Ghana Cares or Bantampa program. The 100 billion CD program will require some 30 billion cedis from government and 70 billion from the private sector. The program focuses on injecting substantial investments into key sectors of our economy, such as agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, healthcare, housing, infrastructural development, and the leisure industry. We're leveraging the opportunity of serving as hosts of the AFCFTA Secretariat to become the new commercial capital of Africa, a regional trade hub, and a new gateway to the continent. The medium-term outlook, supported by the implementation of the Ghana Cares program, is bright. Not only is Ghana the best place for doing business in West Africa, but it's also the preferred destination for a perfect blend of mineral resource potential, stable regulatory environment, favorable fiscal regime, and socially responsive mining in Africa. Mining has been a key pillar of Ghana's economy for centuries. Ghana, formerly called the Gold Coast during its colonial era, as a result of the large supplies of market for gold. Today, gold, which still holds its own as both a commodity and a financial asset, is by far the most commercially exploited mineral in Ghana, accounting for more than 90% of the country's mineral revenue. Indeed, in recent times, Ghana has become the largest producer of gold in Africa and the sixth in the world. We're also major producers of bauxite and manganese, and are indeed the third largest producer of these two minerals in Africa. More recently, Ghana has been placed globally on the map of some few countries that have made significant discoveries of lithium, just as she has found also graphite and iron ore in significant quantity. Ghana is also working towards the net zero emission target and collaborating with other relevant stakeholders in employing climate-friendly technologies and practices to achieve the maximum developmental impact for the country. What we seek to do is not just to exploit these minerals in their raw form to enhance our export earnings, but more importantly, generate value-added benefits along the full chain of the minerals and create linkages with other sectors of the economy. The potentials created offer considerable opportunities for UAE investors who possess the capacity to generate the value-added benefits, especially through the government's local value addition and processing drive. To partner Ghanaian companies in converting their natural comparative advantage into an enhanced, more viable, sustainable, and competitive advantage. In spite of our present challenges, I maintain that Ghana is an exciting time to be in Ghana and do business in the country. So I would urge the private sector in the UAE to take advantage of the business-friendly climate in the country to invest in Ghana. Regardless of where you choose to invest in Ghana, government has instituted a number of fiscal incentives for the investor, depending on the nature of the activity or the location of the investment. Our country is rightly considered a beacon of democracy and stability in Africa, with a modern democratic system of governance, with an independent judiciary, and a strong attachment to the rule of law. In the same vein, we're determined to make Ghana an example of rapid economic growth within the context of a well-developed market economy. We welcome greatly the contribution of EA investors to this endeavor. And I want to thank you very much for your presence and attention here. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very good. We exchanged that.